Everyone, this is Chatty. We had to bring her in. She has a slice on her left side by her comb, right down into her head. We're not sure what happened. We can always guess, but we brought her in last night and doctored her up and left her in for the night and took her back out this morning. And yeah, she's back in because it looked like a war zone out there. And blood everywhere. And in the nesting boxes, we had to clean them up. So she's in until that heals. I don't want to have another mess or a dead chicken. I wasn't sure. Hi, everyone. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go outside or if I just wanted to show you Chatty and touch base. I know it's been a while since I've been on. A lot of things have been happening, so it's been really busy around here. But I do know that all of the hatcheries are now advertising. They're sending catalogs out for chick season again. Just remember, chicken math can get away from you. If you're planning on getting chicks, make sure you have all your goodies, your brooding box, your light, or those new cool heaters that they have now, the chick feed, water, containers. Make sure you have all your supplies before you get your chicks. It's always a good idea to get it all set up and get it all warmed up before you get your chicks, even if it's a few weeks. If you're getting them by mail and you know when you're going to get them, then maybe a few days before the post office calls you, you might want to get your brooder set up. Everybody goes crazy this time of year for chicks. Last year I ordered ahead of time for Murray McMurray, not to be shipped till April. And we were very happy with them. They have great customer service. I just love that hatchery. But 30 chickens is enough for us right now. My husband says I'm not allowed to have any more. So I have to, he carries the chicken food in, so if he says enough's enough, I have to limit. But the girls are laying more now because it's getting light out. Later, each day that it gains a minute, the next day we get an extra egg. I don't know if that's true for everybody, but for us it is. I had 30 girls, and out of those 30, right now we're getting, the last few days we're getting 15. So I think that's pretty decent compared to the 8 and 6 we were getting in December and January. In the beginning of January, anyway. So again, if you're going to get chicks, do your research. Think about the breeds you may want to add to your flock. Sometimes, myself included, just love a breed and you don't really understand it. And some of them are cold weather, some of them aren't. And I'm praying that some of mine survive because they're not really cold weather birds, nor do they do well in free ranging. So I'm hoping they survive. I mean, we only have a few more weeks till spring, so I think they'll be okay. Anyway, so I haven't been on for a while. I've been wanting to touch base. I've been trying to answer questions. I know Margaret's been helping out with that because I couldn't be on for a while because we had some family issues I had to take care of. But wound care. When you see a wound and blood everywhere, the first thing you do is panic. When my husband says, I think we need to bring Chatty, and I'm like, why? And he says, she's got blood everywhere. Hi, Melanie. I know. I've been really busy. I can message you why. I can't say it online. for privacy purposes, but it's not bad. It's great news, but I'm just not allowed to say. So put it this way, my life is going to change, and it's been very hectic, um, and very busy. So I've been dealing with that. I've missed everybody too. I've been trying to follow everybody's posts. I'm so glad that everybody's helping each other. That's what it's all about. I know. I know a lot of you are. Excuse me, my cat's trying to do pain here. If it's not the dogs, it's the cat, right? Um, I know a lot of you are actually trying to figure answers out on other chicken groups, and that's fine too. If you can't find answers here, look elsewhere if you can. Just be careful of the drama and things people say. I don't want you to be misled in anything. It is, Melanie. It is. Yeah, it's for the good. It's for the good. So anyway, chicken wounds. The first thing you need to do is find out where the blood's coming from, and assess the situation. If it's a deep cut, you want to get it cleaned up as soon as possible, and get some good antibacterial stuff on it. And if you think the chicken is not safe outside, it's a good idea to keep the chicken in for a day or two, just to make sure the wound's not going to reopen. I jumped the gun and thought her wound was going to be okay, and yeah. We're thinking somebody's picking on her, and if they're bullying her and picking on her, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I don't really want to see a dead chicken out in the yard, but her wound, where it's at, will always open if they pick at her head. So I've got to keep her until it closes. And then what we're going to do is take her out at night and put her in the coop instead of out in during the day, where they'll chase her. And speaking of chasing, my beautiful partridge Cochin Linus is starting to feel his oats, and he's been chasing Pop-Tart around and challenging him. If he keeps it up and he starts to get really mean, I'm going to have to rehome him, because I can't have that chaos. It'll make the girls' egg production go down, and we love Pop-Tart too, but he's a little silky, and he's like, what, 4 times smaller than a partridge Cochin. So we'll keep an eye on that. Okay, so I know there's been questions about molting. I know there's been questions about different things. I didn't actually look through to touch base with everybody. I just wanted to come on and say hi, and that everything's still okay, and I am around. I want to try to get more live videos, especially springtime, that we know Bumblefoot's going to be coming up, and more wound care and first aid kits and the chicks, and people will have a lot of questions about that. So I do have a post on our group, a poll about videos, how often you'd like to see them, etc., days of the week. Voice your opinion. If you have any questions and you're really unsure, you can message me anytime. I may not get to you right away, but I do remember messages daily. I think that's just about it. Molting, that's what I'm going to talk about. I know some people have concerns about molting. Chickens are supposed to molt twice a year. And actually, fall is the best time that they actually molt. Even if they don't do it twice a year, most chickens will molt in the fall-ish. And I say ish because here in Pennsylvania, our weather has been absolutely cuckoo. And one day it's 60 degrees, the next day it's 15. And it's not only affecting the chickens. It's affecting our wildlife. It's affecting even our own pets. It affects us. It's just driving everything crazy. And I've had chickens. I actually have one in particular who is an Australorp, and she's 2.5 years old, and she has not molted at all. At all. And if she did molt, it was so soft and subtle, no one noticed. But wrong way, that's her. She is our brood mama. So I'm not really sure if that has something to do with it. I don't know the dynamics of that, but I'm thinking a chicken who's a broody mama doesn't really molt that much. I've had one of my 2.5-year-olds, a black sex link. Her name is BJ, and I think I've posted a video about this. She molted so hard in November, we thought we were going to lose her. I thought she was going to die. I mean, she was actually, when you saw her walk, she'd fall over. We had to immediately bring her in and keep her in here until her feathers grew back. Nursed her with vitamins, lots of protein, lots of cat food, lots of tuna, anything that had a lot of proteins in it in order to get her where she is. She's absolutely beautiful now. But that's an example of a very hard molt. A very soft molt is that you don't notice it. A medium molt is when you notice they look like they are scraggly looking, don't look right, feathers missing under their neck and their back. Now, that could be molting. But if they have a lot of feathers missing here on the sides, it also could be an indication that the other chickens are pecking on them, and not necessarily during the day. They can do it at night. If they don't like one of the other chickens laying beside them at night, they're going to peck them. I know, because that's what's happening right now with one of our Dorkings and 2 of our black girls. The Dorking, no matter what you do and you move her, she goes right back to that spot in between those 2 girls. And in the morning when I let them out, they pick the hell out of her. They're pulling her feathers, they're beating on her head. So I don't know why they do that. I guess they just don't want her there. They want to hurry up and get off. I don't know. But if you look at her closely, then you'll see some of the feathers missing here. And that comes from that. It also can come from a rooster. If you have roosters and they want to get a hold of that hen, they can go right up to, they don't have to go in the back of them and jump on them. They will actually take their feathers and their neck in the front and twist it and flip them around. I mean, roosters can be downright cruel to hens, so if you have one of those types of roosters, you may want to rethink that. I noticed that Linus is starting it, so if he continues it, he's going, because I'm not going to have my girls ruined, egg production down, and their health at stake because of him. He's beautiful. I love him dearly. He's starting to protect the girls, but I can't have that mayhem either. So if your chicken has a very hard molt, you'll know it. You'll know it because they can't hardly eat, they can't hardly stand, they look like they're going to die, and they're practically naked. If it's in a very cold atmosphere, my suggestion is you get that chicken in ASAP and get it warmed up and get it all the vitamins you can, scrambled eggs, because when a chicken molts, they'll stop laying. When a chicken is molting, they will not lay an egg because they need all that energy to produce the new feathers. Once their molt is done, then they'll lay an egg. So you'll know when the molt's over when you get an egg from that chicken. Can you hear my dogs? Yeah. Never fails. Anyway, I guess I better go see what that's all about. I just wanted to touch base. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Happy Groundhog Day on the 2nd. If you watch a Super Bowl, good for you. I'll be busy doing something else. Make sure you observe your chickens. In between breaks of warmth, get out there, pick them up, look them over. It is imperative in order to keep a happy, healthy chicken. I say this until I could be blue in the face. You want a happy, healthy chicken. You've got to be observant. You've got to watch your flock. You got to pick them up. You got to hold them. You got to look at their feathers. You got to look at their wings, look underneath, their feet, their mouth, their beak, anything that you can to make sure they continue to stay healthy and happy. Can you hear her? She's clucking. Here, let me see, turn around the camera. We have a dog crate and a one of those gorilla cages, you call them, the dog pens, to give her a little bit more room. We put a bar in between there so she can roost. Yeah, she's not happy being by herself. We're going to make a makeshift little egg box for her so she can go in and lay an egg when she wants to. But yeah, if I do a close-up, you could see the blood still all over her, but I don't want to scare her. Yeah, she's got blood everywhere. I tried to wipe it up the best I could, but yeah, that wasn't working right. So I might give her a bath later if she's going to be in here for a while. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah, that's Chatty. That's our Silver Lake and Belvedere. We have 2 of them. And we did go out and pick up the other one. Her name is Lucy. And we did check her out. And her comb is awful in the front. Somebody's been pecking the heck out of that. So I had to put some moon spray on that. But we'll keep an eye on her. So, anyway, have a good weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Enjoy whatever you do on Sunday. Keep an eye on what the groundhog says. I'm hoping an early spring, but the almanac, if anybody actually ever follows the Farmer's Almanac or believes in that, it's definitely going to see its shadow and 6 more weeks of winter, which technically it's 6 more weeks anyway, but you know how that is. Okay. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.